Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is obviously a SIG P210, and I wanted to take this opportunity to address a few questions that have come up about this gun. In particular, why I chose the P210 Target over the regular P210, and now with the news that there's going to be the P210 Carry, am I going to be interested in possibly getting one of those? I am interested in the P210 Carry. However, the reasons why we chose this gun might actually affect that interest or that decision. So the regulars to this channel, to our social media, are aware that most people that work over here have fairly large hands. It's just, it's one of the blessings of genetics, or the curse, depending on where you're coming from with it. And so the regular standard P210, I would occasionally run across one in some of these retail FFLs, and I'd put my hand on it, and basically the frame of the gun would sit higher up into my hand than, say, maybe even a Glock 19, and a Glock 19 is also known as being too small for me. So when we discovered the Target, we actually saw one in a store, decided to pick it up and look at it. And while initially the Target isn't the gun that we would have wanted, ultimately we decided, it ended up being a spontaneous purchase. We decided this was the way to go. The price was decent. It wasn't great, but it wasn't a steal, but it wasn't highway robbery. It was basically full retail. And since it's primarily going to be a range gun anyway, the Target grips really weren't that big of a deal, and the Target sights obviously would come in real handy for shooting drills on the range. So, but the size of the grip is a problem. Now, I do wonder if at some point in the future, if we should remove these grips, and maybe we could even get some aftermarket grips, and maybe even make a hybrid carry gun, or convert this almost to, almost like the non-standard Target, the non-Target model, or maybe even get something that's maybe an in-between, a Goldilocks, not as big as this, not as small as the standard grips, but maybe something just right perfectly in the middle that maybe takes up a little bit more room, and maybe we'll still accept the magazines. Obviously, the Target magazines do have a bumper pad on them to get through the Target grips, so keep that in mind. So now, the other question that we get, and I honestly didn't know the answer to it, is what's the trigger pull weight on the P210? I don't know. I've never even thought about it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on film, and hopefully I can remember how to work the Lyman gauge, and even the Lyman gauge will give me the average if we do it. So we're going to go, let's see what we get here. So ready, we'll clear the memory, safety off, and first pull. .38. I'm going to cycle it. Ready? So second pull. 3.6. Cycle it. Ready? .354. And let's hit average and see if we come out with 3 pounds, 7.1 ounces. So it's a pretty light trigger. It's not as light, I think, as some people on the internet claim to think. I think it's, I'm not going to claim I really know how the sear works in this gun, but the trigger pulls lighter than what you would think you would measure it. I think most people pulling this trigger would think this thing could possibly be somewhere around 2 pounds. It is nowhere near that light, but there you go. 3 pound, 7 ounce trigger, SIG P210. Large grips for large hands, if that's what you're interested in doing, or at the very least, if you're on the fence or not sure, definitely get your hands on one in the gun store. Don't order one off the internet without testing it, because you may be surprised. So if you want to see any more stories or pictures or links of this gun or any other guns we shoot, please go to the website at john1911.com. That's JOHN1911.com. Remember, it's all about shooting guns and having fun. Everybody, have a good night.